Hello, this is QTV News and I am Mumudu Kajaga. We are coming to you live from our studios on Caraba Avenue. Thank you for joining us. First, a look at our headlines. President Adama Barrow has visited the University of Applied Sciences, Engineering and Technology TVET Center at Mansakonko during his Meet with the People tour. And President Barrow left Banjul today and has arrived in Abuja, Nigeria for the 62nd ECOWAS Ordinary Summit. The Gambia Press Union on Friday night held its National Journalism Award to honor Gambian journalists for their outstanding work in various categories of reporting. The 4th edition of the National Youth and Women in Agribusiness and Tourism Trade Fair officially opened on Friday at the GCCI Trade Fair grounds. In international news, in its National Situational Report to the ECOWAS Parliament, the Gambia delegation has updated the Community Parliament of plans to prosecute former President Jammeh and his accomplices for the alleged human rights violations. Those were the news headlines, and now the news in detail. Welcome and thank you for joining us. This is QTV News and I am Mumudu Gajaga. President Adama Barrow has visited the University of Applied Sciences, Engineering and Technology TVET Center at Mansakonko in the Lower River region, where he formally opened the center's dormitory funded by development partners. More in this report with Mahmoud Lamin Choi.
Decentralization of TVET training across the country has become a key policy for President Barrow in the Gambia, where more than 70% of TVET institutes are located in the urban areas. The President ended his tour with a visit to the Mansakonko USET Skills Training Center, where students are prepared to fill the skills gap in the Gambia's job market. Accompanied by the Higher Education Minister, Professor Pierre Gomez, during the visit, the head of state has inaugurated the center's dormitories built by GAMWORKS through the Regional Stabilization and Development Fund in ECOWAS, funded by the German government. Part of the President's visit of the infrastructure works were new classrooms that were funded by MRC Holland Foundation. The visit to the training center was an adventure for the President, who was shown a special exhibition of innovations by the students, where he saw an air cooler, chainless bicycle, cement mixer, solar panel charger, solar-powered streetlights, and a host of other items. President Barrow shares his impressions of the training center.
Thank you very much. I think I'm impressed, and I think everybody here is impressed with what we have seen so far. We are seeing first-class buildings. These are lifetime buildings, and this is a life-changing institution where you train people for 9 months. They have their destiny in their hands. I think that is very, very important. And the skill gap in the Gambia is very, very big. We have to move faster. We have to be committed. We have to make sure we train our people who will be ready for the market. And with these innovative ideas, I think the sky is the limit.
To decentralize TVET centers across the country, government has a new policy that will see the establishment of TVET centers in every region. The enrollments in this school and the empowerment of students displayed during this visit has highlighted the opportunities in providing access to TVET training at regional level.
We have been talking about decentralization. If we want to be serious about decentralization, we have to create the environment, a conducive environment for that matter. That's what we are trying to do, because if you create the environment, people will be forthcoming. According to the head of this institution, this is the first time they are having this number of female registering with this school because of the environment, because of the living condition they have created, because of the security.
The Mansakonko USET Training Center offers several programs that are responsive to the job market. Here is Wandifa Fati, the center manager of USET in Mansakonko.
Make sure that people stay in their homes and get the best of TVET education they can find. We have up to 5 programs. We have electrical installation, we have solar programs are separate. We have construction programs, we have welding and fabrication.
President Adama Barrow has set out his government's commitment to supporting skills development in the Gambia through the implementation of strategic policies and support from development partners and the public. Mahmoud Lamin Choi, QTV News.
Now, in a separate engagement, President Adama Barrow has arrived in Abuja, Nigeria for the 62nd ECOWAS Ordinary Summit, where leaders are to discuss diverse issues within the sub-region. Aliou Cisse reports from Abuja.
President Barrow is joining other ECOWAS leaders here in Abuja for the 62nd Ordinary Summit, where they will be discussing issues pertaining to the sub-region. I mean, we all know, the ECOWAS sub-region is going through difficult times, amid coup d'etats in many countries, such as in Guinea, Mali, Burkina Faso. And these are countries that the summit is going to receive reports from the mediators as to the progress being made in terms of restoring democratic rule in those countries. But equally, the summit will discuss the political situation and other issues as far as the impact of the COVID-19 and of course the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war on the sub-region. Reporting for QTV News from Abuja, Nigeria, I am Aliou Cisse.
The Gambia Press Union held its National Journalism Awards on Friday night to honor Gambian journalists for their outstanding work in various categories of reporting. Our reporter Lena E. Igwenyiba filed in this report.
The 7th edition of GPU Awards celebrates excellence in Gambian journalism in all media institutions across the country. The efforts, courage and determination of journalists in providing accurate and relevant information in registered media outlets like television, radio, online and multimedia platforms, photography and print are being recognized and rewarded to inspire others. Momadou Esba, president of Gambia Press Union, discusses the purpose of the awards night.
The National Journalism Award aims to motivate and commit journalists to strive for excellence by producing impactful stories that are of relevance to our social, political, and economic development.
Sana Kamara, chairperson of the GPU Awards Committee, having served as chair for 3 years, is now stepping down and passing the baton to younger ones. He offers words of advice to GPU's young leaders.
I would like to call on the GPU to cut down the high number of workshops that we design and sell to our partners for implementation. Rather, we should find a way to divert these energies into mobilizing these resources and putting it into building or the construction project of the GPU Secretariat.
The chief judge of the committee, Issel Williams, spoke about the importance of freedom of speech and advised journalists.
Freedom of speech is linked to the prosperity of a nation. In fact, countries where press freedom is threatened also happen to be the same places where progress and development lay stagnant. Incomes remain low, and the overall indicators for human development are grim. Use your microphones to amplify that which advances the cause of democracy and good governance without fear. Use your voice to lift up our people, even as you continue to inform and educate society.
137 entries were submitted, 49 were shortlisted for further consideration, with 13 winning awards among them. Sohna Tunkara is delighted at winning for women's reporting.
When women have children, when they have more than one child or even a single child before getting married, the stigma they are exposed to is too much. I took up this story to at least give them the voice that they deserve, that a mistake is allowed.
Having won the award for children's reporting, Mariama Dem has words of motivation for young journalists.
I feel really honored and excited, to be honest, because this is my first time applying for the GPU awards, and I got nominated in 2 different categories, that's under women and children. I just want to advise everyone, the journalists, especially women and the upcoming ones, to focus more on human interest stories.
This event is the most prestigious journalism awards in the country, and the award recognizes and celebrates the media for its courage and excellence. Reporting for QTV News, I am Lena E. Gwenyuba.
Well, congratulations to all the awardees there of the National Journalism Awards. The 4th edition of the National Youth and Women in Agribusiness and Tourism Trade Fair officially opened on Friday at the GCCI Trade Fair grounds in Bijelo.
Several businesses from all over the country and beyond are participating at this event at the GCCI Trade Fair ground next to the Bruce Vuitton table. The trade fair is an opportunity to gather businesses for sales and visibility of their products to boost trade and networking among businesses. Ismaila Sambo is the president of the Gambia Youth Chamber of Commerce, and David Jang speaks on behalf of the GCCI president.
Over the years, the concept of entrepreneurship and youth empowerment in the private sector have been advocated and encouraged by many institutions, including development partners and local organizations. However, there is still a significant gap to improve, especially on access to finance, public sector participation in supporting SMEs, high technical standards, access to local and foreign markets.
And to the exhibitors, this is a great opportunity. Let us go out. Let us be bold. Let us be passionate. There will be people who will come. Do not sit in your stalls. Your products will not sell themselves. You will sell your products. So let us ensure that on a daily basis, we set goals to ensure we reach out to as many as people.
More than 50% of the participants in this trade fair are women. Both local and sub-regional business participants have increased from 300 last year to 350 this year. The president of the Gambia Women's Chamber of Commerce, Nafi Bari, advises the youth to be proactive in engaging in productive activities.
I think we need to look at examples. For us, women and the youth, I think it's about time we look at positives rather than looking back. They are not helping me, we need help. We need to show the positive moves that we have done so that we will be reckoned with. We don't say we don't need help, but I think we can stand on our feet and showcase something positive.
Gambian businesses at this trade fair sell products that are locally made and packaged in the country. The trade fair kicked off on November 30th and will wrap up on December 18th. Public participation and the scale of networking in the trade fair can greatly support these businesses so they can benefit from the Business Expo. Father Kente is the Minister of Gender and Children.
Through active participation, women and young people are empowered to play a vital role in their own development, as well in that of their communities, their regions, and the nation at large. Women and youth have been very instrumental in agribusiness and tourism. They make up 70% of the agricultural workforce in the tourism sector in the Gambia.
Bakari Baji, the Minister of Youth and Sports, delivers remarks to officially launch the trade fair.
Government can hardly guarantee the employment of all citizens. Therefore, initiatives like these are meant to amplify our efforts towards curbing unemployment. It is high time we start to empower our fellow countrymen, especially the young ones.
The Gambia Youth and Women's Chamber of Commerce have expressed commitment to promoting, supporting and providing the market space to youth and women in agribusiness and the tourism sectors. Mahmoud Lamin Chai, QTV News.
From that story, we will now go for a commercial break, and when we return, we still have some more local and international news stories. Do stay tuned.
Under the auspices of the President, His Excellency Adama Barrow, the Muslim World League, in collaboration with the Gambia government, will host a conference of African religious ministers and ulamas on the 6th of December 2022. The International Islamic Conference will bring together ministers of religious affairs, leading Islamic scholars, policymakers, youths, community leaders across Africa to discuss and advance Islamic values that promote peace and tolerance. Let's come together and welcome our brothers and sisters in keeping with our trademark hospitality as the smiling coast of Africa. This message is brought to you by the ministry responsible for religious affairs in collaboration with the Gambia OIC Secretariat.
To make sure your company's products and services reach your potential customers, it is essential that you choose the right channel for your marketing purposes. QTV has the widest reach locally and beyond, and we can give your business the visibility it needs. Call QTV Marketing on +220 324 4444 or email us at marketing@qtv.gm and take your business to the world.
Welcome back, and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is QTV News. International Day of Persons with Disabilities was commemorated on Saturday by the Gambia Federation for the Disabled. The event is celebrated annually on the 3rd of December to discuss issues affecting persons with disabilities in the Gambia. Usman G. Dabo tells us more.
The event started with a march past from the post office on Kairaba Avenue to Govi, bringing together persons with disability to discuss their challenges for possible solutions. The theme for this year's commemoration is Transformative Solution for Inclusive Development, the role of innovation in fueling an accessible, equitable world. Disability inclusion is an essential condition central to the promise of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development to leave no one behind. Mohamed Kurubali, chairman of the Gambia Federation of the Disabled, reminds the government and the relevant authorities to protect persons with disabilities and create avenues for them.
Giving us an opportunity to choose where we want to live, with whom we want to live, and require all kinds of support. Remember that without innovation, it will be difficult for persons with disabilities to be considered in terms of accessibility.
Most often, in moments of crisis, people in vulnerable situations, such as persons with disabilities, are the most excluded and left behind. Leave no one behind. It is crucial for governments, public and private sectors to collaboratively find innovative solutions for and with persons with disabilities to make the world a more accessible and equitable place. Lamin K. Fati, Executive Director of Gambia Federation of the Disabled, explains the unavailability of services for persons with disabilities in the Gambia and the need to support them.
They face a lot of challenges, more especially those in the rural communities. You look at the services that the government is providing. The services are not available for every individual. They are not decentralized. Look at some of the few schools that we have for special needs children. They are all concentrated in the open country here. You go to the open care areas, like in CRL, in URL, and that of North Bank, you see there are a lot of children with disability that are not lucky to be in school because there is no school for them.
Mr. Fati also talks about the limited number of wheelchairs, white canes, and braille machines for the visually impaired, and also the difficulty for the hard of hearing to know what is happening during events.
Sign language is a language. It's a universal language. And these people are with us here. They need information. So at times it's very saddening. You see the president will be on the media addressing the people of this country. And these people will be sidelined. They will be discriminated.
Faluso, coordinator, Network Against Gender-Based Violence, expresses concerns for the all-inclusive support for persons with disabilities, saying that disability can affect anyone. On June 6 last year, the National Assembly passed into law the Persons with Disabilities Bill. This was followed by presidential assent on August 6th, marking the coming into force of the Disability Act. The Act, among other provisions, provide for the healthcare, social support, accessibility, rehabilitation, education and vocational training, communication, employment, and work protection, and promotion of basic rights for persons with disabilities. For QTV News, Osman G. Dabo.
The National Accreditation Quality Assurance Authority, NACA, in partnership with the Ministry of Higher Education, held a national skills competition final on Wednesday. The event aims to empower youths with opportunities to participate in national and international TVET competitions. Anchumana Isonyasi was there, and he now reports.
The National Skills Competition is funded by Korea International Cooperation Agency, KOICA. Competitions were held in all regions of the country, including in Basse, Jarasoma, Busumbala, and this one at the University of Applied Science, Engineering and Technology in the Kanifing municipality. This national final ends to what has been a highly competitive show of skills and determination. 5 of several young people won the regional categories in different categories, including block laying, wall and floor tiling, electrical installation, refrigeration and air conditioning maintenance, fashion and design. Alaji M. Jallo, NACA board chairperson, and Lamin Jaju, Program Officer, National Commission for UNESCO, thanked Koika for supporting the empowerment of young people through skills acquisition programs. They emphasized the importance of TVET in equipping individuals, especially young people, with relevant skills and knowledge, hence enabling them to effectively participate in social, economic, and technological innovation processes.
This is an opportunity for you to showcase their talents and show the whole country that TVET is another dignified option that the youth can embrace for a better life. The test projects in this competition have been designed to inspire and motivate TVET learners to explore, learn, innovate, and create.
I want us to understand TVET not only as comprising education, training, and skills development relating to a wide range of occupational fields, production, services, and livelihoods, but also as part of lifelong learning.
Aliu Badarasen, Registrar of the University of Applied Science, Engineering and Technology, USHED, says job opportunities are threatened by the development of automation and robotics. Hence, the need to support TVET programs such as this one. He thanks NACA for providing the platform for young people to acquire and showcase their skills, adding that USHED is happy to host the national final.
Try to map out a hope for the engineering prospects of this country. As it started as GTTI, now being USHED, has craved a lot of impression that this country needs to move on. And this is one of the giant strides that this country requires. And I think NACA must be commended for taking the lead in this move.
Following a rigorous process during which participants had to perform real-life samples of their work in various skills, 5 of them emerged winners. Binta Oba, winner of the Lower River Region regional competition, who was also the only female amongst the 5 national champions, expressed delight at winning the national tailoring and design category.
And I'm here telling the other women out there that as long as I can do it, I make it for the regional competition, I make it for the finals, then fellow ladies, we have no excuse. Yes.
The skills competition is organized to empower young people through skills acquisition. It is also aimed at enhancing the publicity and credibility of TVET nationally. Winners will be awarded at a ceremony to be held at Paradise Suites Hotel on the 5th of December 2022. Answane Sonyasi for KTV News.
That takes us to international news. In its National Situational Report to the ECOWAS Parliament 2022 second ordinary session, the Gambia's delegation has told the community Parliament that the Gambia is currently working with stakeholders to prosecute former President Yahya Jammeh and his accomplices for his alleged human rights violations committed. As Aliu Cisse reports from Abuja, the report also updated the community Parliament on the recent AKI incident, which left 70 children dead.
The Gambia's report to the ECOWAS Parliament covers a range of issues, including the political, economic, security, and human rights situation of the country, legal reforms and ratification, as well as implementation of protocols, among others. Bileji Tungara, head of Gambia's delegation, presented a report which highlighted the current state of affairs of the Gambia. He informed the community parliament that the government of the Gambia is committed to implementing the recommendations of the TRRC and is currently working with stakeholders to prosecute former President Jammeh and his accomplices.
The crimes include murder, unlawful killing, sexual violence, torture, and enforced disappearance, among many others. In June 2022, the government has also suspended state employees, including senior members of the security forces, accused of rights violation during the former dictator Yahya Jammeh regime.
Honorable Tungara said the media environment continues to improve under Barrow's presidency, and there has been a proliferation of private media, online, radio, and television outlets. On the health situation, she shared with his colleagues that the Gambia lost 70 children as a result of the outbreak of acute kidney injuries linked to Indian maize syrup. He told the parliament that investigations are ongoing. On the economy, the Gambia's delegation report indicated that the country's economy has undergone an unprecedented deceleration in 2022 due to high commodity and fertilizer prices and supply disruptions due to the Russia-Ukraine war, among others. Despite the many challenges, it is reported that the Gambia is on track to meet the SDG 13 on climate change action. The Parliament also received situational reports of Senegal, Benin, Nigeria, and Cote d'Ivoire. However, Honorable Keba K. Barrow, National Assembly member for Combo South constituency, strongly disagreed with the Senegal's report, particularly on the Senegambia Bridge, which was highlighted as a local infrastructure project of Senegal. Fatmata Njai of Banjul South expressed concern in what she described as the security threats posed by the Senegalese forces in the Fonyi region of the Gambia.
They have not contributed a dime. This was a loan from the African Development Bank totaling $65 million, and the foundation stone for this bridge was laid in 2015.
We are fully aware that that is the region that our former president came from, and it has a very high exposure of Senegalese military. And it has come to the point that people in my country are questioning the visibility of ECOMIC in this country and are asking for them to leave the country.
In response, members of Senegal's delegation maintain that their government funded some part of the Senegambia Bridge. Whether or not they do, this is a debate that continues to come up in the past 3 ECOWAS Parliament sessions. It is hoped the government of the Gambia will come out to set the record straight on this matter. Reporting for QTV News from Abuja, Nigeria, I am Aliou Cissé.
And that's it for QTV News tonight. Thank you very much for watching, but don't forget to join us again at 10 for another bulletin.